Blog Talk Radio.
Period.
Welcome to Take Two Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check take2radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take Two Radio, and thanks for listening.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Take Two Radio. I'm Pam, your host, and we have a full boat here. We have David, we have Candace, and we have Anthony. Hello, crew.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Come aboard. We've been expecting
We're
you.
expecting you.
Love boat. There you go. So take two.
We are missing our
I knew she was going to do it.
Set a course for adventure. Your mind's on a new road, man. And then we need a little bit more of that in the afternoon, don't we? You remember
we need a lot.
Afternoon?
Well, tonight we have a special guest, so we will behave. Tonight, we are very, very pleased to have with us a beautiful and talented actress and producer, Esta TerBlanche, and most of you will remember her as Jillian Anderson Martin Lavery on All My Children. Welcome, Esta.
Talk about love in the afternoon.
Please tell me I didn't mess up your last name.
No, you did it great. Thank you so much. So nice to be
welcome.
with you.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to be with us tonight. We really, really are happy to have you.
So happy to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I'd like to start out with finding out a little bit about your background, because we always see what's in front of the camera, but we don't know what's behind, you know?
Yes.
So from what I understand, you grew up in South Africa, right?
Yes, I grew up in South Africa, and I grew up in a very small town that was not even on the map, and also grew up partly on a game farm. So I really grew up very much different from the life I am living now, everything but the city life. Grew up with animals and cows and goats and sheep and horses and, you know, barefoot in the sand. That was my lifestyle. And I raised all kinds of wild animals or sick animals, even animals that the vets were about to put to death or put out to sleep because they couldn't be healed, like they were sick. There was nothing they can do. And I would beg my dad, no, please, can I at least try? You know, they're going to die anyway. So that's how I really fell in love with animals on the farm. And yeah, I'm just a big animal lover. And then being with the animals and riding my horses, I started having these dreams of and being in the entertainment business and being all these different parts and playing all these different parts. And so that's how that came together.
Wow. So I would say that Mean Girls was kind of based on your life, you know, where she lived in South Africa and she lived with all the animals and lived a different kind of life. And then she, boom, gets into the United States and there's this total culture shock kind of thing. Had you been to the United States before moving here?
Yes, I did come here because I wanted to at least see what it's like before I immigrated here. So when I was about 18, I think, I was very lucky that I had a friend of mine, Henri. She was studying here, and I came to visit her, and I took the time to really drive around and just get a feel for what Los Angeles is about, and to see if I could see myself living here. And so that's I did come out here to just get a feel for it.
Well, what was the most weirdest thing that you came across from when you just visited here, but you still overlooked that to move here?
Oh, wow. Really, everything was so different to me. I was just, the whole Hollywood. She lived right off of Hollywood and Franklin, so it was right there in Hollywood, and the whole Hollywood vibe, it was so different to me, and I was completely blown away, and people standing there in their costumes, and it was so different from my life. It was almost like a dream, and but I just knew in my heart that, okay, this is very, very surreal, but I'm gonna have to do this. This is my calling, and I'm gonna have to follow through. I'm gonna have to do this, and I did.
Well, that's pure dedication on your part. I applaud you for that.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So I also understand that you won Miss Teen South Africa. So from the way you grew up, how did you go from there to getting into a pageant?
I guess I was a person of very contradictory in a way, because the way I lived on the farm, I was a complete tomboy. Mm-hmm. My dad always complained about my shoes I wore. He complained how I dressed. He was constantly saying, please be more like a girl. And then there was also a part of me when I was living well, I can't even call it a city because it was a little town. I was fascinated by being a girl and modeling and all that stuff, and even competitions and stuff like that. And that's how that kind of happened. And somebody wanted to enter me into a competition, and I said okay. And he wanted to take the pictures, and I said fine. And that's how that happened.
Wow. I just really, I'm impressed. I really am. It's such a great thing to hear that you're taking, and you took those big chances like that. There was kind of no hesitation from the way it sounds.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't really hesitation, but there was. It wasn't easy.
Right.
For example, I knew I was coming to the United States, but there was about 2 weeks before where I couldn't stop crying.
Aww.
So it was extremely hard for me. It's not that it was an easy thing to do, but I still did it. So it wasn't, oh, yeah, I'm going great. This is the easiest thing. It was extremely difficult. Some things in life I know I have to do, but it's incredibly difficult. But I know it's my path. I know it's my path. I know I need to do it. And it's not the easy path, but I do it.
Right, right. Well, we can totally understand, leaving your parents, leaving the farm, leaving the animals that you love so much. That was definitely not going to be an easy thing to do, but you did it.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful.
Yeah, yes. Thank you.
And if you didn't do it, we wouldn't have seen you on All My Children, and I can't even imagine that.
Oh. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Yeah. No, I'm so glad I did, and it's been such a great blessing. And living in the United States has truly been full and given me so many opportunities, and I'm truly grateful and truly blessed.
Oh, well, speaking of All My Children, where you played Jillian, when you started on there, quote unquote, you were a spoiled princess, but you grew to be a fan favorite, especially your love story with Ryan Lavery. Tell us how you got the part. Did you audition with anybody? Did you know what it was for?
Yes, I went to audition. I went to audition for a different part. It was the part for a doctor, and she was older, and it wasn't the right thing for me. But they called my agents and they said, I'm too young for the part. I'm not right for the part, but they really like me a lot, and they want to create something for me. Like they love me, and they want to. There's not a role or anything, but they really like me, and they're going to write a character for me. So that's how my character came about. Actually, there wasn't an audition for that. I auditioned for the part that Ali Karat played, and I didn't get that part, and so they wrote the part, and then they flew me out to New York, and I screen tested with Danny Cosgrove, and that's how I got this.
Wow, that's amazing.
I never auditioned for Jillian. I just went straight to the screen test.
Well, you can tell how impressed they were if they wrote an actual role for you. I mean, here we're thinking that, we love Jillian and we love you as an actress, but they were very impressed with you, and that means a lot to you as well.
Yeah, now that I think back, it was pretty amazing how that turned out. Like, it is amazing how that turned out.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to pass you on to David now, and David has a couple questions for you. So we have David, we have Anthony, we have Candace. So everybody's going to ask you a couple questions. Go ahead, David.
Thank you. Good evening, Esta.
Hi, David. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing good. I want to take you back to the years 1990 to 95, and you were a host of a children's show called KTV.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. Wow.
So my question says, what lessons would be more appropriate today than back then in the 90s to teach our youth?
Sure,
Just
David.
say no.
David, stump the guest. Why don't you?
Just say no.
You know what? I just think that manners. We got to teach the kids manners. Thank you, please.
Oh, God, yes.
I'm sorry. Like, you got to be able to say you're sorry when you've done something wrong. And please, thank you. Good manners. Where are the manners these days?
Amen.
Yeah.
I totally agree with
Give
you.
your seat to an elderly or pregnant woman. Hold the door for same-sex women.
Yes,
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, just the basic stuff, those basic manners is so important.
Absolutely. David, your second question?
Oh, yes. So what have you taken from being a theater actress that aided you for daytime television?
I think theater taught me a lot of discipline, rehearsing over and over and over, and trying different things. And there's something so different about theater. There's something, I don't know, magical and like a teamwork and like a team effort. And I really miss that so much. But there is it's hard work. There is a real discipline to that, and I think that helped me a lot going into television. Yes.
Oh, that sounds very nice. Thank you for answering my questions.
Thank you. And Candace, you're up next.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Yep.
Hi. Oh, okay. I had no sound.
Okay.
I said, Candace, you're next. And then all of a sudden there was nothing.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too, the same.
Okay,
Candace,
so it wasn't just me. I was worried about it. I was like, what the heck is going on here? I don't know. It must be something with Blog Talk if we all lost sound. Okay, Candace is back. So,
Okay.
Candace, now you may speak.
Hi,
It was a soap opera moment just now. It was like, okay, I entered the room and everybody is speechless. So first and foremost, thank you so much for taking some time to come to our show and talk to us. We really do appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Not a problem. Okay, so Ryan and Jillian was one of my favorite couples on All My Children. This is probably like shocking news to a lot of people. So one of my questions is, what is one of your favorite memories of that couple, really, of that couple's time frame? Like, what was your favorite scene to do with Cameron, who's a ham?
I know, right? Oh, there were so many great scenes we had. Gosh, it's hard. You know, one of the scenes I really enjoyed was where he had hypothermia and I had to take my clothes off and warm him up. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes.
Oh, my gosh, you guys are...
Yeah, that's one thing. I always say this because I know people. I'm a teacher on the side, but as a soap fan, there's a certain things that you do not forget. Like you can forget where you put your keys at, where your debit card number and stuff. But certain soap moments always in your head. It's like I mean, the show's been for a while now, sadly. But there are certain scenes that was like, okay, he needed to be warmed up. How was he going to be warmed up? It was just you guys. So it was body heat. And I was like, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? I just remember those moments.
Oh.
So I was like, look at them. I was like, okay. So, all right, I had to have a fangirl moment. I knew it was going to happen eventually. But yeah. So,
but that was a really, that was a great moment. So that was a great scene because it was actually really cold when we shot it. It was in the middle of winter. So I was really cold. We were really cold, and it was a Yeah, it was a really nice scene.
But it's amazing because, like you just said, it was cold in the studio. But you guys, like obviously Cameron had to, be the one that kind of was like cold, and Ryan was going through that scene. But it's just amazing. Again, when you look at the scene, you us fans don't realize it's like, okay, is the studio warm enough for this to happen? Is the temperature room temperature? Is it cold? Is it? And so that scene, like I said, that is one of those scenes that I just like. It sticks out. It's like one of those moments where it's just like, wow, okay, chemistry. We got it here. Because like Pam said earlier, Jillian was sort of a spoiled brat. but she grew up. She, she had her moments, and I think, again, Ryan balanced her.
Right.
And that's why she was one of those characters that definitely made a mark on All My Children. And so that I just wanted to say that. So there you go.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Not a problem. And my second question is, keeping in with the All My Children theme, is what important lesson did the show teach you that you took away from that helped you, after All My Children? Was there a piece of advice that was given to you? Was there just something, a memory?
Yes. You know what? No, I'm just going to say this, that people should not let a language barrier stand in their way, because English is my second language, and I constantly messed up the way I spoke, my tenses, my words, everything. It was really difficult for me to suddenly work in my second language. And look what happened. The writers found that funny or cute, and they started using that and writing that into my storyline and made it into Jillianisms. So what I thought was going to be my biggest drawback or setback, they turned into something that became my trademark almost. My Jillian who says the wrong things and speaks funny, and that became kind of my trademark. So the things that you sometimes think makes you different or stand in your way is the very thing that makes you special and different and maybe different than others and makes you stand out.
Exactly. I agree with that. It's okay. My whole, especially with teaching kids, is that it's okay to be different as long as everyone is treated with respect and kindness.
Absolutely.
And I think, you were talking about it earlier, is that, people need to be reminded that we're all, I always say this, we're in the same water, but we're in different boats.
Yes.
Because
absolutely.
We're going the same direction. Yeah, we're going in the same direction. It's just we all need to work together, and we just need to respect each other. And we do need manners to be taught back in school system. I'm sorry, we do. As a teacher, hello, I'm going to just say it now. Like, that's one of the, things that I love is the thank you, you're welcome song, and I'm not singing it, Pam. I'm not singing it tonight. No, I'm not.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But I'm not. Like, I just think, like you just said, is that the writers, they were like, you know what, instead of having her be like this, use that as sort of a strength, because other people saw you and was like, oh, okay. And, we went along, like I said, with the journey. And, yeah, it's again, language, respect, kindness, all that rolled into one. So, yeah.
Embrace your true self. That's all there is to it.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. It doesn't matter if you're this or that. Like, you're beautiful and perfect the way you are. It's no matter what.
Don't let anybody tell you different.
Yes. 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 And that's what I would teach kids on KTV if I could go back. Like, if you have learning disabilities or anything, so what? So what?
There's not one perfect person in this world. So.
Well, I mean, and because I tell the kids this because I have, different ethnic groups and, races and stuff. And I always say, what color is your blood? I always say that question. And they say red. I said, so we're the same.
Yeah,
I said, Miss Candace is bleeding red, and you're bleeding red. I said, does anybody have purple blood? I said, because if you do have purple blood, that means you're one in a million, which means you're very unique. And then I always tell them, I said, just because we're the same, there's one or two unique qualities about yourself, and it's okay. And they just be looking. They was like, well, Miss Candace, what is your unique talent? I said, I'm silly. Like, duh. I have to say that to the kids. So, but yeah, you're right. It's okay to be different, folks.
Yes, yes. We need that in this world.
Yeah.
Thank you, Candace. And we're going to move on to
You're
Anthony.
Welcome.
Thank you, Candace.
I am also going to thank you so much for gracing us here on Take Two Radio. And before I get with my questions, your journey as Jillian was amazing. But honestly, those scenes where, you were convincing Ryan that he was going to be okay without you, I don't know if you felt green, coming into All My Children, but when you left, and of course you graced us wonderfully with a couple of angelic visits, but as you were leaving, you were beyond par, a complete leading lady, and those scenes of you telling Ryan he was going to be okay still live in my mind.
Talk about crying! Oh my gosh!
Right?
I'm not a crier either, so there you go.
So my first question is very soap fanny. Your on-screen former husband has now placed himself in another ABC soap opera. Would you ever consider joining him there or any of the other three on network television? Would you consider going back to the soap world?
Yes, I would. I absolutely would. Yeah, Cameron and I spoke already about it, and it nothing would be more wonderful. It would be absolutely wonderful if that could happen.
Well, then I'm going to sneak in an extra question and ask if you had your dream, entree onto General Hospital and Cameron, what kind of role would you want to play? Oh, please tell me a mob princess, but go ahead.
Honestly, I want to play Jillian.
Well,
Jillian
with Orpheus and all the various storylines, just about everybody else has come back from their dead. Why not Jillian?
Yes, right.
Right.
Well, I would love to play I would love to play opposite Cameron again, of course. So anything with him would be great.
And if any of the other soaps were to call? Maybe.
Yes. But I would hope Cameron soap goes first.
All right. My official second question is, you and Cameron, aka Ryan and Jillian, were without a doubt a super couple. And that was, at the very eve of the internet, et cetera, et cetera. Did you realize how popular the coupling was, and a second piece of that question is, what was it like when you left the show? You know, there's got to be some kind of a, you know, huge kind of breathe down period.
Well, in answer to your first question, no, I don't think I realized how popular we really were. I really don't think so, because we were living such a protected life, going from home to studio, the home studio. That's all we did all day. So I never really got out there in the world much to realize it. And I didn't do social media. I didn't read stuff. So I didn't want to get involved in any of that. So I didn't really know. And then second question, it was really hard leaving the show. It was really hard for me suddenly to be gone, back in Los Angeles. It was really hard. Now that I think back, it was very difficult for me. I really missed it.
Yeah.
Did you love it those times that they asked you to come back for the little vignettes?
That was great. Yes, it was very nice.
Thank you so much.
It's like going home, I would imagine, you know, because you become like family there.
It was so lovely. Except when Cameron and I saw each other, we couldn't stop crying.
Oh, that's nice.
It was awful. I mean, it was wonderful, but it was awful too. Yeah.
Well, Cameron, if you're listening to this, and we know that you follow a lot of the soap media, please hit up Frank and tell him, Esther, 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 Esther. Just every time you walk past him, just whisper Esther, and maybe hypnotically he'll bring our Esther to General Hospital.
Me?
Well, I have to share something about Cameron. Cameron does not, like my posts on social media or talk, or when I wish him a happy birthday or whatever. He never acknowledges that, and I understand completely because he's got 10 million fans, right? But when I posted the interview coming up with you on Instagram last night, he actually commented on the post. He didn't say words, but he put a bunch of emojis that were hearts and clapping and all that, so he was happy to hear it. He acknowledged it.
Oh my goodness, what a sweetheart. Yeah, he's the best.
Well then, Cameron, Esther, Esther, Esther.
Yeah.
Just every time you pass him, just whisper Esther.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Well, so I have a couple of questions from Will. And Will wants to know, speaking of social media, you do have accounts, but you're not on there actively right now. Are you going to ever come back to social media and start interacting with fans?
I probably should do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then I should. I will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep your name out there. Get people excited. Have them root for you to be on another soap or on, General Hospital with Cameron or something. You got to put yourself out there, woman.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not crazy about the social media thing, but I need to do that. You're right. I should do that. It's the thing to do.
If you did one of those Twitter, I'm going to be on here for an hour and answer all of your questions, you'd see the thousands of people who still have such a hard, strong love for the character you played and for you as a person.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make that my next project, so that'll keep me really busy.
His other question was, where would you see yourself in 2 years?
In 2 years. Wow. Well, I would.
Playing back from the dead Jillian on General Hospital.
Right? There you go. There's the answer.
Thank you very much. There you are.
That would be good. You know, right now would be kind of a good time if you think about it, guys, because Ryan is, well, his name is Drew on General Hospital. Drew is in Monte Carlo, and, you know, he could discover that Jillian did not actually die. She had to run from whoever and ended up in Monte Carlo dealing cards somewhere. Wouldn't that be awesome? Or maybe end up in that jail that he's in. We could come up with a million storylines for you.
Screaming in.
Yeah. Or somebody said that my heart was never used for Laura's heart. Like,
right.
It wasn't really my heart that was used. My heart turned out to be okay.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. So just leave it to us. If he needs ideas, we can throw them at him.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll leave it to you guys, you know. There's a lot of very imaginative people out there. Exactly.
Especially our soap brains.
Yeah.
We watch all the soaps, and unfortunately there's only 4 left, and fortunately there's 4 left because there could be none.
That's
so
true. That is
yeah.
true.
We, you know, the soap world has made such an impact that a lot of people don't realize that, you know, that's basically what TV was, and a lot of great stars that are, you know, huge in the movies and stuff like that came from soaps.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow, that's
Hey,
very
Esther,
true.
what's next for you?
For me? No, I'm serious. I would love to go back to a show.
We're going to start a hashtag campaign on Twitter then. All right?
Yes.
Hashtag
Put it on.
Frank,
yeah,
bring Esther. Frank, bring Esther.
Yes. Yes, that is. That's what I want to do. I'm ready. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3.
All righty then. That's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to put it in his brain.
Yes, that would be lovely.
Yeah, and when you set up a time to go back onto social media, whether it's Twitter or Instagram, you know, just have your publicist let us know, and we'll gladly, you know, be there for you.
Oh, that is so kind. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before we let you go?
No, I think I shared more than enough, or I'm happy. I think I shared everything. So
you were wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you. You are wonderful. I had such a great time talking to you all, and thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Have a good evening, and we will talk on social media soon.
Okay, wonderful. Take care, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
She's such a sweetheart.
Oh, wow. She is absolutely adorably sweet.
I would love to see her on General Hospital. Just, you know, and of course it would be great as Jillian, but any character, because we truly fell in love with her on All My Children. I know that she had a bazillion fans out there.
Yeah, I could see her on The Young and the Restless too. And I bet you, Candace. Yeah, I bet you we're sort of thinking the same thing.
I can even see her. I could even see her on Days of Our Lives.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
I can see her,
especially
with the Demiras.
I'm thinking more Alame.
That's what I was
Alame.
saying. I'm thinking more Alame, and then running up against Xander. I think the two of them would have amazing chemistry.
Or like
Paul,
even come across EJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Pam, our leader, what show are we going to... I'm sorry, go ahead, Candace.
I said we need to be casting directors. I'm just saying.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's put it out there.
Casting directors, storyboard editors, we absolutely,
Head writers of soaps.
Head writers.
Works for me.
Yeah,
well, let's start with the Bold and the Beautiful. The Bold and the Beautiful,
right.
and all I have to say is Deacon is back. Deacon is back.
Okay. Okay. I guess I can say this, that one of us knew about it and didn't say anything.
Well, a lot of people guessed, including myself, that it was going to be him.
Well,
I guessed after I knew.
See, what had happened was there was a certain picture that was posted that was taken down real quick, like a couple of weeks ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And somebody saw it and didn't say anything. He was on set a few weeks ago, and I saw it, and I was like, "Ooh!" And then it was like taken down, like it was up and then it was down, like before I could even do anything. I'm glad Deacon's back. I just hope. I get it. I just hope the writers don't F this up.
Well, he's already started drama by coming back. I mean, Ridge and oh my gosh, what's her name?
Brooke
are already like pulling their hair out of their heads, and Liam.
Here's the deal. I'm gonna call the purple elephant in the room purple. First and foremost, he touches just about every character that's on. I'm hearing a really weird sound. Is anybody else?
Me too. No, I hear it.
Me too.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
All
right,
me. Hold
on. He touches just about every character on canvas right now. That's first and foremost. Secondly, there's unfinished business with him and a lot of characters. Quinn, Hope.
Sheila.
I was really Sheila, exactly. I was really excited to see Sheila return 2 years ago. I unfortunately was beyond disappointed. This new resurrection of Sheila, I'm not disappointed yet, but I'm edging towards that cliff, and I'm about to be pushed off. I'm going to echo what Candace said.
Like Quinn did with Deacon.
Exactly. Thank you. Yes, girl.
Yeah.
Yes. I really hope the writers use the opportunity that they have here. He's got a score to settle with at least 3 folks on canvas. He's got at least 4 or 5 relationships to repair, and like or not the man behind the character, he is a phenomenal actor. So I really hope that the writers do right by. I'm not even going to say by him or by Deacon. I'm going to say I really hope the writers do right by us. And by the way, I'm still waiting for the ultimate Quinn Sheila show.
Me too.
Okay. So
come on, girl. I know you got feelings.
As I have a lot of feelings, but I don't know where to put them because I think everybody who knows me will say, I defend Bold and everything. Because to me, I do look at Bold a little different than the other soaps. With that being said, with Sheila, look, I know everybody's like, okay, she should go up against Quinn and not Steffi. Steffi's, acting too brand new. And I keep telling people, I say, Sheila caused a lot of bull on Steffi's family. Tried to kill her grandparents.
And she acknowledged that too. Yeah.
Right. And, the whole
she lived through
thing.
it all.
And, yeah, she lived through all of it. I mean, she lost her mother for 3 years because of Sheila, because we all thought she died, but she was in Abu Dhabi. But the thing is that, okay, everybody's bringing up the last time we had saw Sheila, she was working at the coffee place, But also remember that Sheila used to work at a restaurant, too. That was kind of her but regardless, like, they're trying to create the next, like war in the next generation of it. Because, even though Steffi is not OG Stephanie, she's still trying to protect her family from Sheila. And the sad thing is that Sheila is family. Yep. Like, that's the crazy part, is that Steffi is connected to Sheila via Finn and her newborn child. With Deacon coming back, okay, here's the deal.
Hold up. She's also connected via some sibling that's out there that we just never know.
Rich's half-sister. Yeah, Rich's half-sister. Yep, Rich's half-sister. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So, but go ahead.
Yeah. And this is where I want to know. See, this is where, okay, I need for Josh Griffin and Young and the Restless and Brad Bell to be like, okay, meet me in the hallway, like in the middle of the hallway by the steps before you go up to The Price is Right. I need for them to address something, because if Deacon and Sheila are on the same show, which means they're in the same orbit, I need for some of Deacon's Young and the Restless past to be brought up.
Yes.
To Sheila.
Yes.
Because the first thing I thought about today when I saw him coming in, when he said, by the way, Sean, I peeked while you said daddy's home. Okay, we know. Okay, thank you, social media. We got it. But the thing is, I need for them to acknowledge the fact that he was working with Ryder, which is the other kid. There was Daisy, Ryder. Yeah, we acknowledge Daisy. I know some people don't want to, but we have to, because that's one of Sheila's kids. But I do want to see what they do with Deacon, because you're right. He has a vendetta against Quinn. Definitely Ridge and Brooke, and I don't need them to act brand new about Brooke and, about Hope and Deacon's relationship, because it was starting when Kimberly Matula was on there. I need for Liam, and I'm kind of interested in this, but I just also want to know who they're going to try to pair Deacon up with. I've been saying for the last couple of years, if y'all don't see any potential with Katie and Deacon, I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
But welcome back, Sean Kanan. I miss seeing you on Bold and Beautiful. People were talking about you and Deacon and Phyllis today, too. But that's another story for another time.
Candace, did you say
everybody.
that you were looking forward to Deacon and Katie?
Absolutely.
Look, the thing is that, there's people who are buzzing. They're like, okay, because, look, okay, Deacon, okay, and I think this is how fast we soap fans are. We already, know who we probably want to see, hook up. You cannot do Deacon and Brooke, because Brooke and Ridge have made it kind of they're married. Like, they actually are now a stable couple, believe it or not. It has happened, folks, where they are kind of we're not going to break for anybody. So then you take a look at the next person. I saw people saying, can you imagine if Steffi and Deacon hooked up? Honey, look, that would be Bill and Steffi like 2.0. Then you have Quinn and Deacon. Okay. General Hospital fans will get a kick out of it because we all talked about it. I wouldn't mind it, but right now Quinn is kind of occupied right now. You have Donna, but Donna's babysitting right now. Then you have, who else is the next? The obvious, Shauna. Now, if they want to, let's go. Where's Denise Richards at? We haven't seen that baby in a while. Do that. But the person...
breaking news, she ain't coming back. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you, Denise Richards, for your service. It was a pleasure seeing you on Bold and Beautiful. God bless. But with that being said, then you look at the next person, Katie. Let's be real. Katie and Bill fans, I love y'all. Most of you are friends of mine who are... They need something to happen to them. This is why I wish Ted King... They could have done this with Ted King, but I'll take Deacon for it. I need for Bill to feel threatened, or not threatened, but kind of like the sense of, okay, you've been doing all of this stuff for a while now, and here comes Deacon, freaking sharp, making a move on your woman. Like, we need to spice that up a little bit. Like, we need some pong pong chicken, dong dong dong. We need something.
But let me ask you this: don't you think they're going for Katie and Eric?
No.
Okay, and I'm going to step in here now real quick. So first and foremost,
not that I want it. I'm just saying that's where it looks like it's kind of heading.
They have played with that about 17 times over the last. How many years has it been since Steffi? God, I can't remember her name in real life. Left.
Susan Flannery.
Susan Flannery. Thank you. They have played with the Eric Katie pairing about 6 or 7 times since she left. So here's the thing, okay? Every soap opera needs an Edward and Lila. They need a Asa and Renee. They need a Josh and Reva.
Reva.
You know, Reva. Didn't I say that? What did I say? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Anyway, you know, when Bold and the Beautiful, it was Eric and Stephanie. You know, they had an opportunity to make Eric and Quinn that in the beginning of their story. They had the opportunity. They redeemed her. Eric brought her into society, et cetera, et cetera. They had the opportunity. They need that couple. And at this point, it's got to be Brooke and Ridge. Because if they break up to make up again, it's just, enough is enough is enough. They need to elevate the Brooke and Ridge characters to the matriarch and patriarch of the show. So where does that leave Deacon? That leaves Deacon with either Quinn, which I wouldn't mind seeing, to be quite honest. First, they need to go after each other, and then they need to realize when one of them is about to kill the other one, oh, wait, there's a bed right there. Let's do that instead. You know what I mean? Or put her with Katie. And quite honestly, if you look at social media, folks is kind of tired of Katie. Folks is really kind of tired of Katie. So they need something to shake up, I'm in everybody else's business, and when I'm not in everybody else's business, I'm crying. They need something new with her. They had the perfect opportunity with Katie and Wyatt, and, kind of let that, go a little too easily and too quickly. That's my 2 cents. What about you, David?
What? Yeah. Katie needs a little something extra in her life, I think. And
she needs a new man to
now,
play the pizza boy. But go ahead.
Yeah, I know it. Anybody. She's currently, I don't know, her and Bill are like at a standstill. So is she the type that would wander off? Because she's always mad at Bill for wandering off. So maybe it's her turn.
Yep, and we got Will on the phone too here. So Will, you can put your 2 cents in.
Yeah, I wanted to just say that, I agree with the other minority. Let Katie have a spiced up life. Why not let her have Deacon? If not, if the situation is you just don't know what to write for Katie, then write her out for temporary. You can always bring her back anytime, Just let it all flesh out a little bit. That's the way I say it.
Honestly, I actually kind of agree with Will. Send her to Genoa City for a while. Send her to Genoa City. You have the, oh my God, she looks like Victoria factor.
Yeah, you could do that.
Right? Boy, you look familiar. Have I seen you somewhere before?
You look like a model. You look like a model. Have I seen you before?
And there were some built-in storylines that she could already walk into. So, honestly, that's not the worst idea in the world. Send her over to Bill for a while.
Bill went to Genoa City, so why not let Katie?
Yeah.
Exactly. And what do you think about Katie meeting and really liking Jack?
Jack, I know. I was going to say Jack, too.
Yeah. Let Katie check up Genoa City. Let her shake it up a little bit, stir in some drama for Sally after all the stuff that she pulled. And all of a sudden she meets Jack Abbott, and they just start to sparks fly. Sally gets jealous, and there you go. You got some drama right there.
Yep, and in the meantime, she could accidentally drop that Sheila and Deacon a bag. And
I mean,
by the way.
And it's perfect because Jack and Lauren are best friends, so he could be like, "What's bothering you, Katie?" And she's like, "I don't know how to tell Lauren this, but the worst person that she hates is in Los Angeles." He's like, "Who is that?" And he's like, "Sheila Carter." And he's like, "Oh my God." His face is everything. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But again, we got to have the writers really spice things up. Quit being so bland. That's why I say it. You've got the opportunity, like David says. Let's spice it up.
Love it, real quick, on this one
up.
topic, love it or hate it, the baby switching storyline between All My Children and One Life to Live boosted both of those soaps incredibly.
Yes.
Right.
You know,
crossovers.
and the one thing that CBS, they do amazing tribute episodes. They do, they do a lot of things amazingly. They screw the crossovers up every single time. Bill was so lackluster. It was like, was he there?
Yeah.
Yeah. They screw the crossover up every single time. And there's so much to play with.
That's why I said, like, Brad Bell, because especially I feel as though now that you have Deacon, like, that's why I said I want to see if I got a word on the grapevine is that Deacon and Sheila are going to cross paths. So that's why I said they need to bring up Ryder, because if you don't, again, Bold and Beautiful Young and the Restless fans watches both shows. So it's not like you don't know who Ryder is. You don't know. You got to really tap into the history because sometimes they forget. But it's like you're going to have to acknowledge that these are not strangers. They do know each other some way, somehow.
Okay, that's where I get confused.
Biblically.
Amen.
Candace, does Sheila know about her own son Ryder? Because I thought when they did the Lauren and the Sheila lookalike sister sort of situation, I thought it was Sugar. Didn't they say that they were like siblings or something? I don't know. I get confused with all that.
Okay, so Sheila has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we got 6 kids. Okay.
Yeah.
So we know about Erica. We know about the other kid, Diana. That's 2. That's on Bold, y'all. Okay. It's 3 kids on Bold and Beautiful now. It's Mary, a.k.a. Erica Lovejoy, Diana, Bridget's half-sister, and Finn. Lord, Sheila, girl, you just doing too much.
Yeah.
Okay. She has I'm just going to do the family tree. She now has a grandchild by Steffi Forster because of that, okay? On Young and the Restless, she has those lovely twins, Daisy and Ryder, and a grandchild via with Daniel, which makes Phyllis and Sheila connected to. You know what, Sheila? You've done too much. I applaud you, though.
Yeah.
I just thought about that. I was like, I applaud you because some way somehow you got into them. But see, just now, right? They need to acknowledge some of this stuff. They also need to, and I'm just going to keep it 110. If they do not address, and I need Deacon if he sees Sheila, and say, "You remember what you did to my girl Amber?" I need for that to be addressed. Why?
Yeah.
Because
he should fly across the room, over a table. He should jump out a window, literally wanting to choke the life out of her.
Yeah,
no?
To me, it's like, I mean, this is where I want to say, okay, I know we just gave a whole reference of everything that should happen, but I'm going to keep it real. Right now, what they're going to try to do and what they should do, and I'm going to say this is going to be number one priority, is focus on Hope and Deacon's relationship. Because I think I said this on the show, when when Liam was in jail, I wanted a scene so bad of Sean Kanan returning as Deacon and say to Liam, "So did you mess up the way I messed up?" In other words, you let Hope down. You really let Hope down. Like you're the second guy to let her down.
My baby out
and
to
so
hang.
you pretty much. So to me, I need some Deacon and Liam. Like I need for Deacon to kind of call Liam out on some things. that Hope probably has told him. I don't know what the status of the relationship is now. I need for Deacon to say, you know, he was a horrible father. Own it, but you want to do right. I need for Hope to say, because of the daddy issues that she has had, it led her to kind of like believe that somebody could change. That's why she stayed with Liam. But I also don't want them to also drop the Ridge and Hope. Well, never mind. I
could see Deacon kind of interested in Finn for his daughter Hope, because maybe in his mind he's like, you know what, Liam, you've hurt my daughter way too much. I think it's over with you and my daughter. I'm gonna pick the better man.
Let me just say this right now.
Finn.
If that happens, that's because, well, I'm pretty sure we all probably heard. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that because, Bo, you threw me for a loop because I thought we were going one way, but I guess we're turning to doing another thing with Hope. So, okay. All right. I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
So did Deacon show up today?
I'm just going to say one word.
Episode.
Poisonous
did
berry.
Deacon show up?
Oh, that's 2 words.
Yes, he showed up today.
Yeah, today was his day.
Let's move on to when Eric told Ridge what was really going on. It broke my heart because his thing is, his main reason, well, of course he says he loves Quinn, but his main reason for having her back is because he doesn't want to live alone in the house. He says, all my children grew up. They all moved away from me. You all have your own lives, and I'm alone in this house. That just broke my heart.
Yes. But you know what? The other part is, it's really none of their business. That's just for Eric to, that's
it's not. And everybody knows that. But
I agree with you. Yeah, I feel bad for Eric because Ridge just is way too much into it. It's none of Ridge's business anyway.
Right.
Okay. First and foremost, John McCook, that's your Emmy reel for supporting actor next year. I don't care what anybody says.
Yep.
I know everybody has had their giggles about this storyline, about it being, a ED storyline. Again, when have you ever had an ED storyline on soap? I know.
I can't remember.
What they're doing with Quinn. Right, it hasn't been. This is look, Bo said, you know what, we're going to boldly go and tell a man's real health story that nobody has dealt with. But I think it got glossed over because of another topic of the whole Eric kind of pimping your wife out a little bit.
Right.
To Carter, to satisfy her needs while you can't. Let me just say this. Those scenes on Friday, it was last Friday, I watched it over the weekend. It broke my heart because I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why Eric is doing what he's doing. It's the question. The question has always been, if you've ever been by yourself or, you are empty nesters, how desperate are you to keep company around?
Right.
And what would you do in order to keep people from straying but yet still doing their own thing?
Well, you're gonna go in one of two directions with that. You're either going to try to get out there and keep in touch with everybody and be a busybody in your families, or you're going to be isolated and you're going to be a loner.
Right.
Well, I mean, folks, let's roll this back for a second. ED is the new player in this storyline, but this is a storyline that has been done in soaps since the very beginning. There's been the car accident where, the male is in a wheelchair. There have been many men who have tried to pass their wife along so that they can keep the wife happy and satisfied. This is just the most honest telling of it up to this point in soap history. What I really need to see Bold do is go that next level with Eric. Let him really start to break down and say, Stephanie's gone. My grandchildren are all grown. I'm going to start falling apart at some point, and, and I need somebody to take care of me. And all you losers are so involved in your own life that unless I'm on life support and there's a plug about to be pulled, ain't none of you going to help me.
But he pretty much said that when he admitted to Ridge that he didn't want to be by himself, that they all grew up and went away, that he's there all alone. That's pretty much what he was saying.
No, I know, but they need to go that whole next level. They keep him like he's a 40-ish year old man with silver hair. They need to actually start letting some of the aging come into his life beyond the ED.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I wanted Eric to do after explaining everything to Ridge is smack him upside the head, because all Ridge is concentrated on is his hatred for Quinn and getting her out of the house instead of listening to how his father actually feels.
But you know what I think it is? Because it's one of those things where, again, when you first look at it, when you first hear everything, you're thinking one way because of, quote unquote, the history, right? But then when you sit down and you rewatch it because now we all heard Eric's words, right? So now it's sort of like we're listening to him, and we're rewatching the episodes, and we're seeing it in a different point of view. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It does, but also to what Pam said, that's illustrated exactly what Eric was saying in the first place.
Right.
The fact that Ridge couldn't see past his own agenda.
Right.
Yeah. But what
let
me
just finish the sentence, though.
Go.
Let me finish the sentence. Right. It not only, Ridge couldn't see past his own agenda, but it highlighted the fact that nobody ever really, and the history of this soap really, unless he was sleeping with Ridge's wife or trying to break up Brooke and the brother, unless he's, an obstacle in the middle of something, no one ever pays attention to Eric. Except for Katie, but, that ship sailed about 7 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was the perfect highlight for the way Ridge reacted and acted back to him, illustrated.
Hello?
Yeah?
What Eric really needs to do at one point is smack Ridge upside the back of the head and not say, I'm paying here, but you selfish MF. You have been shown time and time again, and you do not learn from your mistakes. I, at least, have learned from mine.
Yeah.
Right. It's crazy to me because when I'm watching those things, first and foremost, Ridge has become a Logan. And I'm just going to keep it like that. It's amazing to me because I'm watching it. I'm watching the scenes, right? And this tells you you're a true soap fan when there's a scene between two people, but for some reason it's actually between three because you're actually pretending you're in the scene too, giving your own take about everything. So I'm sitting here and I'm listening to Ridge go on and on about Quinn. And I'm like, okay, this is where you need a character to come in and read Ridge, like everything he's done.
Yes.
It's like, wasn't it that long ago that why are you going after Eric when your lips was touching Quinn too? Did you forget about that? Did you forget you guys didn't touch Quinn anymore?
Yes.
Right. And like, did you remember your vasectomy and everything? So how dare you, Ridge, come up in your father's house and going on and on about Quinn? You know who you need to talk to about Quinn? Look in that mirror right there. Because if you have an issue about Quinn, you need to look at yourself. I said another thing is I felt like giving Eric a hug because, like everybody said, when he said, I have nobody to come, and that's why I said, like, how desperate would you be willing to go to keep somebody around just so you won't feel lonely anymore? And that's the part that like I said, when he was saying all of that, I'm thinking again, when Stephanie died, right? Everybody had their own quote unquote lifestyles. They were, their lives that they were getting used to. They were, and I heard people saying, well, the grandkids can come by. That's different. There's a difference between coming by and coming home too. Like Eric said, I miss the families chit-chatting and da-da-da. And you as a Bold and Beautiful fan have to remember, there was once upon a time, there was like 10 people living in that house. Like,
right.
you had
no,
kids,
Candace,
you had
here's the perfect
spouses.
way to illustrate that. Candace, here's the perfect way to illustrate that. Family dinners are wonderful, but there's nothing like breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything comes up on breakfast.
Candace, I agree with you. I'm very upset with Ridge because he makes it all about himself, and that's why I agree with you. I want somebody else to go in that scene and tell Ridge what he has done to make him quit off this high pedestal that he seems to go on.
But you know what? As I said that, I also got to understand Ridge's point of view too. Like that was the crazy thing about everything that was going on is that everybody is just thinking Eric is just this poor woo-woo. He doesn't know any better. He's getting mistreated. People are taking advantage of him just because he's old and he's rich and stuff like that. At the same time, that's his father. Like, that is, like, he's trying to make sure his father doesn't get hurt by somebody who, because of her past, and because whether we like it or not, she's tried. She's trying to turn over a new leaf, which I think people forget sometimes. Ridge, Brooke, Donna, Katie, Bill.
Wait, but Candace, I'm sorry. I gotta disagree with you there. It's not about protecting his father. That's the face he puts on it because he knows he can't spin it the way he really feels. He can't have Quinn.
That's what I'm saying.
He couldn't have Quinn.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it's like, how can I say it? It's like when you watch the scenes, right, again, we all know, look, before, when Eric gave the okay, like he was divorcing, Quinn and stuff, we saw that, he kind of, like he had said, I tried. Then he owned up to, what Quinn and everybody else has said. When Brooke comes into his house and dictates his life or whatnot, and people go after Brooke, Eric is the first one to be Team Brooke and not anybody else, okay? And I love the fact that he's owned up to that. With Quinn, she was getting a taste of, y'all know the joke I was going with, but she was getting, whatnot. And she still, was yearning for Eric. Eric was yearning for her, but in undertone, he was missing the company. With, like you said, Breakfast. Then you have Ridge and Brooke. Again, you would think, because of everything that they've been through with Quinn, and that's what they're basing it off on. All the stuff that Quinn has done, so they could be like, okay, we got enough evidence. Okay, Ridge, we're going in on this. She hurt Ridge, she hurt Eric, so we're going to go in. Okay, let's go. Well, wait, Ridge is going to go because he's the son. And that's why I said, like, to me, it was one thing to when you watch those scenes, because you're right, it broke my heart. It broke my heart when he said it because I put Jack from Young and the Restless and Eric in the same, like, boat. Right.
Yeah.
In a sense, because they're both lonely right now, and they're doing certain things to try to, like you said, to keep busy, to kind of take their mindset off of coming home to an empty house. Now, Jack is not done what Eric has done. He's not going through what Eric is going through. But if you peel everything back, these are two men who were so used to a family, like the family breakfast, like you said, family lunch, family dinners, family arguments, family, throwing the cheap china around. Now it's nothing. It's silence. That was be crazy.
Yeah, the amazing part is even when Eric admitted what's going on with him, they still continue on with their hypocrisy. Like, he just told you what his problem is, what's going on in his marriage.
But they don't believe
Ridge continues. Yeah, Ridge continues to push. Oh, but Quinn this, Quinn that. Your dad just opened up to you. Shut up, Ridge, and listen.
Oh.
But another thing is he doesn't believe that because, it's
let's move on
story.
to Young and the Restless after what you have to say. Finish your sentence.
Okay.
Oh, no. Well, see, as you said Young and Restless, she knows I just went silent.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Anthony, pick it up with Young and the Restless. Since you haven't been around for a while, give us your thoughts on whoever you want to start with.
Okay, I don't know what's going on with Blogspot. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah,
hear
now
it.
we can.
Oh, I thought you were being silent.
I did
Okay.
too. Yeah, I thought he was being dramatic.
I thought it was the sarcasm. I thought it was like, okay, now you know where I get it from.
Okay, well, you know what? I could have done that for effect. Oh man, you know, we've been in marriage counseling. We tried some holistic stuff. You know, I even went to a voodoo shaman to try to get some potions or something to resurrect my love affair with the Young and the Restless. Okay, okay, I'm just going to say one word, and then I'm going to ask Candace to pick up. Ashlyn.
Dear Soap Jesus, please lift us up and make sure that Ashlyn becomes a better character than he was written for, because this excuse is not so good. Amen. There you go.
Thank you. Okay, Phyllis and Jack, again, seriously, you gave us all those scenes. Come on. Sharon, oh God, I don't even know who Sharon is. Right now, there are about 2 things that are interesting on the entire Young and the Restless canvas. So I'm going to let someone else talk, because I'm not the one. I am not happy right now with the Young and the Restless.
Well, let me say this about Cameron's part and her depression. It could be one of 2 things or both. One, it could be postpartum from after the baby being born. And the other thing could just be, you know, she carried that baby for 9 months. And she was kidnapped with that baby for how many months? So how could you not be freaked out about it and angry and wanting to hold the baby?
That's one of my 2 things that I'm actually still interested in. Absolutely. Okay. And hopefully, hopefully they go with this in the right way. And there's a couple, you know, you say that it could be one of 2. I actually think there's about 4 different reasons that she could be, that, you know, and a combination of 2 that really, really should be why she's spiraling into depression. But this storyline at the moment is actually interesting me, keeping me interested. If they do what they've done with just about every other storyline in the last 18 months, then about 2 months from now, I'm going to be like, oh, God, just end it, because you just took it so far off the map. But right now, that's one of the 2 storylines I'm interested in.
In the other?
You don't know? Candace, you want to guess?
Something with Sally and Adam and all of them. Bingo. I win. What did I win? Did I win a book?
You win my undying love and an open invitation to come hang out in Florida whenever you want.
Yay!
Yeah, those are the only 2 things that are keeping me interested right now.
It's very hard.
I have to say, though, had you asked me about a week and a half ago, I still would have been all in on Ashlyn and Victoria. But oh man, oh God, man.
Wait, hey, Anthony. Wait.
Go ahead,
wait,
girl.
Hey, Anthony. I'm gonna sing something to you. Ready? Cats. Meow. We don't have the rights to Cats the musical, so I couldn't sing the song.
I've got a quick question.
Can we do the meow thing? Meow 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 meow. Can we do that, or is it? Oh, we want to. Okay, there was enough. Okay, meow.
I got a quick question for the group. Do we really even care at this point for the Ashlyn Victoria wedding?
Okay. Let me just.
I care
go ahead.
about 30% because I think that there is still a couple of pieces where they could turn this all the way around. So I care about 30%. If it's going in the direction that I basically know it's going, no, I really don't care. And I'm going to add on to that. Does anybody else want to know, like, what happened to the Amanda storyline?
Okay, so this is where Candace jumps in at.
I'm over that nonsense. I'm over it.
I was over it sort of the moment that we found out who the daddy was.
Candace and I were over at that moment, but we both knew that there could be potential if they played it with a couple of beats.
If they played it, and they did.
Yes. No. No.
Okay, see, let me just do this right now because when we go to that show on Port Charles, that show, I'm going to really have an issue. Here's the thing about Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
The Ashlyn and Victoria story, like you said, unlike another wedding, that I'm hoping for a shocker. I'm hoping that there is a uncovered secret that is going to be dropped like a bombshell on that wedding day.
Yes,
I need
Charles,
for
yes.
it and not no wedding dress or anything. I need for someone to say, you know what, such and such and did this and such did that. I need for Victoria, I really want Victoria to kind of be like, I already knew about it, but I bet you didn't know I knew about this, and I did this to ensure my legacy. And I want Ashley to be like, oh, everything I just said to you was a lie.
I think that's why Victoria's going through with the wedding, because if you saw it today, did you see? Anybody see today's? Okay.
Yeah,
you saw it today. She says,
I don't mind about spoilers. Go ahead.
She says, that she's got to keep focused on Newman and what's the name of his company? Yeah, Newman and Locke Company. Yeah. That's her focus. She has to stay focused on that. And Victoria Nikki kind of questioned her. Well, wait a minute, aren't you married, for love and not just because of this company? You sound like your father now.
Yeah.
So,
that's the thing. Here's the thing, though, because I even peeped that scene. And I was like, okay, Victoria is trying to earn her father's respect. You got to we have to keep remembering that in Victoria's eyes right now, she still hasn't gotten that quote unquote seal of approval from Victor Newman regarding all of this. It's like, okay, she's trying to make the ultimate merge with somebody. Look, Victor would probably have done the same thing if he was a female. So that's why we always say Victoria is Victor Jr. in a sense.
Right.
Yeah.
But right now, Victoria, she just wants to prove that she's nobody's fool. She's nobody's dummy. Even though, like, with all of this stuff about Ashlyn, by the way, okay, got to get on my high horse real quick. Josh and crew at Young and Restless, I am mad at you because you could have had this really be a good twist if he was Leslie Brooks' brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You could have had him be Theo's father.
Right.
You could, because,
they ruined it. They ruined it.
When they said that Leslie was coming back, I think I said it on social media. I said to play at the wedding. And people was like, no, what if Ashley? I said, the only way this will work. I said, here we go. I said, here's me being a head writer. I said, da-da-da-da-da. To me, if I was writing the show, I would have done that. But they went the quote-unquote Brad Carlton, Victor Newman, Carly Benson Corinthos route, where he, because of a traumatic experience, he took over somebody who died's identity, and he ran with it. You know what?
And don't forget, Young and the Restless did an Adam lookalike storyline where he returned as that rich guy. I forget his name.
Gabriel
But
Bingham.
at least with that, but here's the thing about that. At least I was interested in that story.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
it's recycled storylines that make no sense.
But see, here's the thing about that. I'm gonna be honest. With Gabriel, we all knew who he really was. Like, in other words, with Ashlyn, when they said he was Bobby, okay, a lot of younger Restless fans was like, it's not the same Bobby as Bobby and Brittany. They you know, that's where they were going at. And then they was like, was there another Bobby? Like, when you go ahead and say that this character, this mysterious character, is not really the person who they claim to be, this is where you do get the fans kind of
you can connect to.
Right, it's somebody important, connected, or whatnot. Because this is the second time in the calendar year that Young and the Restless has effed up. Because again, with Amanda's father, look, the nice headshot that they got from the Sears catalog, to me, I don't know that guy. The only reason they were trying to make this storyline interesting was when you insert Victor Newman. When you insert Victor Newman, that's getting people to like look. It's like, oh, Victor knew about this. Ooh, who's this guy? Instead of going into the past of Young and the Restless and pulling out a character from the 80s played by Phil Morris and make him Tyrone Jack. Y'all know Tyrone could have been Amanda's father, but instead it was a guy. And where are they now? Where's the story at now?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And now with
they even could have added a flashback just to make it a little interesting. They didn't even care to do that.
No,
because nobody, because they threw the story. Let me just say this. This is what they did. Y'all remember those in the cereal boxes, those little rubber spiders that if you threw it on the wall, you watch it crawl down, or is it just me? Y'all probably remember this.
Yeah,
I remember those.
Okay.
Yes.
That's basically what they did with the storyline. They threw an idea, pop, and they watched it roll down, and they were like, okay, this is going to be some good stuff. It didn't stick. Like, no offense to the actors in the story, because I always say that. They're working with what they was given. But it wasn't working at all. And with the Ashland stuff, look, Richard and Amelia have chemistry, okay?
Oh, my God,
I love Ashland and Victor. I love the fact that we got Victor. Like, to me, this could be a really good power couple. This could be like, okay, I see you, you see me, like we really are the next generation's Victor and Nikki, in the sense of they're always one step ahead of each other, but they will come to mutual agreement. I need for something to happen at this wedding. And like I said, I don't need it to be about the dress. Take care less. I need for something to shock the heck out of everybody. Cliffhanger Friday. Whatever happens to Cliffhanger Friday?
But
so
you know what?
I do respect, for a second.
I do respect his admiration towards Victoria. I think that's a little admirable, in my eyes.
So let me say this, and they played with this for years with Victoria. They keep pushing her into, I want to take the mantle. I'm my father's daughter, et cetera, et cetera. But then they pepper it with, I'm a mother, I'm a woman, I'm this, I'm level-headed, I'm the things that my father isn't, which is a very valid storyline. And it actually could be a really good storyline if they take it all the way through. Like Candace, I want her to get up, and the minister goes through his whole thing, and do you, Victoria, hold up. I'll answer that question after a couple of things. Turn herself around to the congregation and throw out, bam, this, bam, that. Oh, Nick, my brother. I love you, my brother. But let me tell you a little something about you. And just read the whole damn church. And then turn around and say to Victor, oh, and by the way, it's my company now. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Come back on Monday.
Yeah.
You know, they played with Victoria going all the way to the edge and back how many times? It's time for her to go over the edge now. It's time for her to, you know, grab herself and say, okay, I'm done. I'm going to be my father's daughter all the way, all the way.
Well, we got 30 minutes left, and we still have 2 more soaps, so let's move on to GH.
Oh, God. Okay. Can I do it? Please, can I start it? Please, please, me.
Yep.
Okay. I'm officially announcing, again, that after 9 months and 3 weeks, me and GH are going to be separated again. We tried everything. We were doing so well up until 2 weeks ago on a Friday when the worst reveal, okay. Listen, it was 9 months exactly when Sonny died.
Oh, yeah.
And we mourned the loss of the great Michael Caranthos Jr. But we all knew where this was leading, to something. Okay, so you mean to tell me, GH writers, that you went through all of this, the horse and pony show, with Jason and Carly, having Jason saying that he's always loved Carly, and Carly's always saying it's always been you, have Monica say, kind of say that Robin was just a side piece, and that everybody knew the great love of Jason's life was Carly, blah, 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 blah.
I don't
believe married that. Now. Well, guess what? I saw with my own 2 eyes. Monica and Carly was best of friends. They were civil because of Michael and Jason. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. So every woman that Jason has been with, let everybody know for the record, Carly is the love of his life and vice versa. Okay, amen, God bless. Okay, so then you tell me, okay, Mike gets blown to, gets knocked out. And he realizes he's Sonny Caranthos. Okay. He comes back to the house, and instead of seeing Jason and Carly womp, all of a sudden, he's alive, and everybody's cool.
I don't think they're done with that. I don't think they're done with that fallout.
I don't think they're done with the story.
Well, that's the thing.
Okay.
I think that's the thing.
All right. Because I've been waiting days for tonight's show. I'm sorry, everybody else, but I got some stuff to say. Okay, this is the prime example of what is wrong with soap operas when they actually listen to the fans and they concede to something that the fans are screaming about to try to do damage control. This is not how this story was originally storyboarded. I guarantee you I would lay my next 6 months' rent payment on this. They scrambled and rewrote this story because people were tired of it. And they could have wrapped this up in about 5 different ways that would have been incredibly gripping, incredible storytelling.
Yeah,
my personal favorite in my mind is that he did not regain his memory, that Jax brought him back to Port Charles, and he's still Mike, and it was a role reversal between him and Jason, where Jason came to him, and the birth of the birth of that relationship was when Jason had no idea who he was and was building a life based upon days, then weeks, and then months of life experience, because everything he had lived up to that point was gone. It was the perfect time for them to tell a role reversal story, allow all that was going on between Jason and Carly to continue in the shadows while they're trying to help Mike/Sonny develop what was going on between Mike and Nina, et cetera, et cetera. Now, that's my preferred way that they could have gone. But there's still about 5 other ways that they could have done this that would have been great storytelling. This was the most lackluster.
Anthony, and not to cut you off, but I got to say this. You could tell that this was a sad situation when you had the GH fan bases on all social media. Now, look, not all the fan bases will agree that the sky is blue, okay? But the one thing, from the J. Sands fans to some Carson fans to the Jarley fans to the Liaison fans, like everybody across the GH fan base board was so disappointed. Like, it was sort of, I said this, it was sort of like somebody kicked you in the stomach. That's how bad, like, all the air of what this story could have been. And I know they was not expecting Maurice and Cynthia Wachos to have chemistry. I know that. But you're right. There were so many red flags that was slowly creeping up of this storyline. And you just said a character just now, Jason. I just want to say this, GH. You was trying to do the Jason and Ava story with Sonny and Nina. I get it. I understand that. But the thing is that you not only, like everybody said, you messed this storyline up, But what makes it worse is you messed up Jason. You messed up. You character assassinated him like Ricochet. You cannot pair another woman with Jason anymore. You can't, because the thing is, you dropped Jason and Britt. You had Carly and Jason. And the thing is that, okay, I said you have until from October 1st to December 31st to give me the ultimate payoff, because something does need to happen to this trio. You do have Sonny/Mike conflicted on his feelings with Nina. You have Carly and Jason like, oh, we gotta like just make sure everything is back to normal. We all know it's not, but yeah.
Why do they have Carly and Jason acting like teenagers hiding a secret?
Because
okay, I'm going to defend that for a second. I'm actually going to defend that for a second. I think human nature-wise, when they both were, when they were both standing there right before the actual wedding, and for real, it really did shock the hell out of both of them. It shocked them about themselves, and it shocked them about the other one. So I'll give them that beat of the storyline. But just like Candace said, this better be going towards something. And quite honestly, I know I am not only in the minority, but I'm like one out of the, I'm the one in a million. I like Nina and Mike. So I do too.
I do too. I love them. They're my favorite couple.
No. Sorry. Nope.
No, girl, and I feel like you say
no?
that. Come on now, David.
I do not feel the chemistry.
I do. I said yes, Anthony. I like them.
No, I'm saying you asked who it was. I said, come on now, you know that voice. But what I'm really I think the dynamic of him being Sonny, but not being able to let go of who he was when he was Mike, and having Nina as, I think that's a great storyline to tell. They screwed up so much already.
Yes.
But that's a great storyline to tell. They need to definitely work with that, and they need to play off. I was just going to say, and they need to play off the fact that every single woman in Jason's life, always said, I will never come in to Carly. Exactly. So, I'm okay with them I'm okay with them keeping it secret for a little while and figuring it all out, because both of them were, everybody else knew. Everybody in Port Charles knew. Everybody, everybody that they've ever encountered knew. I'm
gonna be real though. My thing is that, when Monica was talking about Robin, here's the thing about, all right, I'm still uncomfortable with seeing Monica and Carly being civil towards each other, given the fact of the history between those two women.
Right.
With that being said,
wait, Candace,
I'm
going to put a pin in you for 1 second though. But think about Monica's history. Think about Monica's history.
She's now
Sean Donnelly, Scott Baldwin, Leslie.
Oh yeah.
So now that she's a supreme great grandmother. Oh my God, Ned! Yes, exactly, Ned. So we would expect her to have that wisdom. We would expect her to have that ability to step, to step 2 steps to the left and say, you know what? I would never have picked this if you held a gun to my head. But since it's happening, and everything that I've experienced in my life, the children I've lost, the husband I've lost, the husband that tried to burn me down in the house with my lover, or she has enough of that to have had that conversation with Carly.
But it's just, to me, it's like, okay, when they said, well, we have to be civil, like, it's like, okay, when did y'all become too chummy? Like, y'all still need to have some angst and whatnot. But I'm just like, okay. But like you said, okay, with Sonny, first and foremost.
I'm going to answer that too, though, Candace, real quick. You know where the angst should have been? The angst should be friggin' Sam. Oh, she's having batting practice with Dante. Now she's going to...
No. Let me tell you something. To me, I said this. What they should have done was have a big wedding, right? And, okay, I understand.
Sam should have showed up and
it should have been Sam.
Kicked open the doors to the church and said, Go ahead.
No, it's not even that. Like, to me, I wanted to see the reactions. Like, I wanted to hear the reactions or see the reactions. Obviously, we can't give Vanessa Marcel. But can you imagine if Brenda found out about Jason and Carly's wedding? Right?
Yeah,
okay,
I know.
the second person. And you could have done this on Zoom. There could have been a scene where Elizabeth gets a Zoom call from Robin. You know, hey, girl, what's going on? How's everything in Port Charles? Jason and Carly getting married. Say what now? Patrick, cover the kids' ears. Cover the kids' ears, honey. What the fuck? Like, to me, you need that moment.
Do a double split scene with Robin and Brenda having reaction to hearing about Jason and Carly. That right there would have been a ratings grabber.
It wouldn't have been a rating to me. I don't even care. I'm gonna be honest. The ratings wouldn't even matter to me right now because obviously Nielsen lost their credibility. But anyway, to me as a fan, considering all the history drops that was said during this whole time frame, you had the Robin and Jason stuff. You had Elizabeth again. Remember, Elizabeth and Sam kind of rebonded over the fact that Jason of Carly because, like Anthony said. Every woman that Jason has been with, from Courtney to Elizabeth, from Elizabeth to Sam, to even the potential, they could have done it. I don't care what anybody said. They could have done it even when Jason was married to Brenda. That's still funny. Even with the potential, what they could have done was then Ava. Every woman, even Britt is now the newest inductee in the we were never going to be first place because Carly's always first club. That's the problem. And it has never really been addressed in the sense of Jason saying, I need for you to understand, da-da-da-da-da. The only person who was to put Carly kind of second was Drew. When everybody thought Drew was Jason.
That's true.
Yep.
And that's because if you remember when Steve came back, there was a scene where Carly said, I knew it because you will always be there for me. You will always be. She made that a selfish right there. And that's why with this storyline, it's like it's selfish on both parts because they actually reopened that 20-plus year history and whatnot. The thing is I need for this scene to happen where Sonny goes hard. Actually, no. Let me take it back. Because it should have happened instead of, well, we married each other so we can protect your turf. Oh, that's cool. No regrets. I was so mad at that scene. Y'all have no idea how mad I was at that scene. I was like, I knew he was going to go for the bro code. I knew he was not going to be mad at Jason, and I knew he wasn't going to be mad at Carly, even though it should have been him being mad. Now, that's why I said from October 1st to December 31st, GH, you better come through, or else I'm going to deem
Sonny can't be mad at that point, though. Sonny can't be mad at that point.
Well, here's the thing.
Yes, he can. Doesn't know.
Wait a minute, Pam. Let me just explain. To me, it's like, the marriage of convenience story part chapter is over. But what's not over is the fact that Sonny still has feelings for Nina, whether he wants to deny. See, here's the thing. In his heart and in his mind, he has not forgotten what Nina did for him as Mike. Because remember, they made sure to say he has all of his memories back. So you cannot forget what Nina's done. The thing, repeatedly, his mouth and his mouth is Sonny. His eyes are conflicted because he doesn't know what to see. Can you imagine if he finds out? Like, let's just say Jason and Carly are having not an intimate moment, but they're talking out in the open where they're supposed to be whispering. Can you imagine if Sonny finds out that they actually connected? And not only that, can you imagine when Carly finds out that Sonny and Nina connected into a point where Nina and Sonny, that Nina stopped herself from jumping Sonny's bones.
Yep.
That's what I said. Somebody's going to get their exposure of their real feelings is going to come out, which is going to lead to Sonny and Nina hooking up.
Don't forget you got Austin trying to flirt with Nina.
Okay.
What they need to do is have Sonny and Jason in a power play. and Nina and Carly in the power play. They need to have two separate people overhear things that they shouldn't overhear and play it out for 2 or 3 weeks. Are they going to tell? Aren't they going to tell? This, that. And one of the four hears something that they weren't supposed to hear and blows the whole rest of it out of the water. And you saw it in the scene where Sonny and Carly were about to go upstairs and get the Avery sleeping, the other one, Donna sleeping. Oh. Then all of a sudden we're seeing a flashback of her kissing Jason. Well, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Real quick.
I've got a quick question for everybody. How did you all feel about the fallout of finding out about Ava's stalker actually being, Spencer?
No 2.0. No 2.0.
How did you feel about that?
If somebody runs off the road up onto the sidewalk through the Metro Court, big plate glass front window and take out Esme, I won't grieve a single moment. Sorry.
Right.
No, that really didn't do much for me.
We got to go to Dave's.
We do. But real quick, before we go, 2 things. First off, what are you doing to Nicholas? I mean, you've changed him so much. But even when Ava was there, like, this woman is in your face reminding you she's never going to hold her child again. What did you do to Nicholas? And last but not least, did anybody else hear in their head yesterday or today, depending on what market you're in, Luke, I am your father?
Oh, today? That was today. Yeah.
I mean,
Luke, that was right
your
after,
father.
too.
You know what we call that? I think we called it.
We did call that. We
I
did
called
call
it,
that.
but wasn't.
Is it real?
Wait,
first off, yeah.
I think it's a ruse. Right now.
I think it's real. Because they have to set up the stage to get the Cassidy's fortune. That's the next story.
Yep.
Victor versus Nicholas. Then you have Spencer. But I need for So
wait,
let me just
hold up, real
Okay.
quick. Don't forget about the Dark Horse, who now no longer has her law license.
Oh yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. If they actually have Alexis being a Cassidy storyline, I might actually pass out. Yeah. See, even Alexis even said, I'm having trouble understanding. Honey, we all are.
Yeah.
David, who's the woman that is yelling next to her, Drew Hurd? Is that supposed to be Hayden Barnes, or is that going to be Holly?
They want us to
it
keep
could go
guessing.
either way.
They want us to keep guessing, but that Robert's in the storyline now. It's going to be Holly. It's going to be Holly. But don't sneeze, though, because Hayden's on her way back. But it's going to be Holly. Unless Emma Sims just got engaged. Maybe she don't want to come across the pond. She had the long COVID syndrome. So maybe she don't want to go and work. So if she don't want to work, then it's going to be Hayden. If she wants to work, it's going to be Holly. That's basically it. Then again, it could be Faith Roscoe.
Bingo.
It could be Faith Roscoe.
If it's Faith, I'm telling you right now.
I heard about that one. I heard about that.
Look, if it's Faith, you will see me. I will seriously do a Twitter space, and I'll be doing some hallelujahs, and that would mean, okay, wait a minute, let me just put it out there right now. I need Rick Hurst to come back on the soap for just a few weeks. I know he's busy, but I just need for him to come on one soap. That's all.
Okay.
Yes.
Pam, can we get him on take 2?
Before we go.
Okay,
Pam, can we try to reach out to Rick Hurst?
Please?
Please
and thank you. Well, I didn't.
All right. Days of Our Lives. I think I'm in the minority here as well. But I'm absolutely loving that they're revisiting the possession storyline. I think it's brilliant.
I'm loving it too. Yep, I love the.
And I'm liking that they're putting Doug in it, and I feel so bad that they're putting him in a sanitarium to keep him away. I can't believe they're falling for her. Marlena's behavior.
Machinations? Yeah, exactly.
I mean, she's not even acting herself, and they can't even see that. I'm just blown.
Well, David, they didn't see it. They didn't see it. What was it? 28 years ago, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
No. I love that it started with Doug. That I'm sorry, but that was brilliant storytelling. That part right there was brilliant storytelling.
Don't forget Johnny's enthusiasm is really cute as well in this storyline because he's involving all the characters and pulling them into the storyline as well. So kudos to the writers for doing that. I love that.
Okay, I know Candace has got stuff to say, but I got one more thing to say. You know, I don't often eat crow on this show, but I'm going to eat some crow. I was so
here's
wrong
a nice
about
plate.
the adult. What, go ahead. What?
I said, here's a plate for you.
Oh, okay. I was so wrong about the whole the Ava trajectory, Ava Rafe, Nicole, Eric. I was wrong. I'm eating my crow right now. But go ahead, Candace. Tell us your views on the possession.
Let me, as somebody who always will say that was one of the freaking best stories of Days of Our Lives, I don't care because I was there when it first started, and I was a youngin' for that. I love the fact that this story is being revisited in the sense of you don't know your family so well, do you? Because when everybody was like, well, Allie and them didn't know, well, would you tell anybody that your family was possessed, that your grandmother was possessed?
Exactly.
I would have kept my mouth shut like, there's some things that y'all just don't know about our family, and we ain't going to say nothing. I love the fact that, okay, Ron Carvati, anybody who follows me, y'all probably know what I'm about to say. You were smart as I don't know what. I was going to say he was smart as I don't know what to trick all of us. Because we all thought that this was going to be an all-timer storyline. We all thought dementia. We all thought the same because we saw it on Young. We saw it on General Hospital. When it came out that Doug was possessed, Lord, you had social media. And when I say social media, I'm not just talking about Facebook. I'm not talking about Twitter. I'm talking about Instagram and TikTok. Everybody was right. This is what I'm about to say about this. This storyline, this part of Days of Our Lives right now, we're in a very interesting time right now because we're now seeing this being represented on the outside outlets of social media, like Instagram and TikTok. The fact that they had Bill Hayes to be the one to be, look, that man is 90-something years young, and he schooled all of us. He is having the time of his life. The fact that they're like, and that's a new way of introducing him to the new generation. Because I see people with the app like, don't be like Doug, don't be a devil like Doug. I'm like, really? We're making it memes now. I like this storyline because it is going to include other people. And I'm going to say this right now. A certain couple on Days of Our Lives may be the next target because those two are about to have a little boop, 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 boop in the stomach. And I'm just going to say it right now. Rosemary's Baby.
Okay, I cracked up when Johnny goes, grandmother used to be the devil.
She used to be
Okay, but I just want everybody to know, as much as we are enjoying the storyline, it's not over in October. It's going to run all the way through December, so get ready for an exciting Umbrella storyline. I can't wait.
No, my friend. It's going to run all the way through February. There's going to be a second wave of ripples.
Okay.
Yep.
Because you got there's certain things that are popping up. Yeah,
we're going to see yet another amazing New Year's Eve in Salem. Oh, yeah.
Please, let there be some death in this house. There's some death in this house. There's some death in this house.
And let me break it to all of you. Sony just allowed Eileen Davidson to reappear on Days, and Patty Hyduck is also popping back onto Days.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to speculate as to what that might mean, but I have a feeling that's going to play very heavily into the New Year's Eve storyline.
Yeah. Because everybody has, and also remember, if you watch the OG Devil's Possession, you got to remember there were certain people that was a part of it, and Kristen DeMera was one of them. She was a heavy fixture on that storyline. Real quick, because I'm going to get ready to go, I just want to say this to today's fans. Please don't diss this storyline, because here's the thing. I get it. I understand this may not be your cup of tea, but it's an entertainment. And the reason that they're doing it is to honor their legend with their iconic storyline, one of the most iconic storylines in soaps. With that being said, please do not say, I'm not going to watch it because my favorite character or couple is not being a part of it. Let me just say this right now. The story is only 3 weeks old. This story is going to be going on for the next 6 months. You don't know who's going to be doing what, because, like I said, you got a tie-in right now. You got Bill. Who would thought Doug and Julie would be a part of it? You got Paulina, you got Marlena, you got John, you got Ben. Because Marlena and Ben, remember, he still goes to guidance counseling. To me, it's like it's going to be a ripple effect in Salem.
And there's secret that's supposed to come
Perfectly stated. Perfectly stated. Yes, I agree.
Perfectly stated.
One of those that you don't want to miss.
That's what I'm saying. Just like, just don't miss out. And I know people, again, like I said, we also fans, we can't agree on certain things. But the point is, Days of Our Lives is very entertaining right now. There's not a lot that's going on with Days. I'll be honest. But the Devil's Possession storyline, I want to see it, because this is the third time they're doing it, because we are counting 2007, folks. Yes, we are counting when Marlena threw the doors. Yes, we are. But I want to see the new generation, like a Trip and all of them, Allie and them, Johnny, finding out about it. And not only that, but to be completely honest, you know what I'm waiting for? I just want to see who's gonna like, if there's gonna be like the church is gonna rumble.
I can tease just a little bit. Yes, we're enjoying the demonic storyline. I know I am. But there's also another storyline that will be taking place as well, and it's a big rescue, so stay tuned, because it's going to explode only on Days of Our Lives. I cannot wait.
Sammy.
My sanity.
Oh.
Peter Blake.
Yep. We got 2 minutes.
Don't forget, it's more than Sammy. There's more people missing. Don't forget, there's a lot.
That's going to be the next Beyond Salem spinoff.
Yep.
Beyond Salem, The Island.
Yep.
There you go. All the missing people. Shout out to my friend Daphne, because she also said that's it. But yeah,
that's a harken back. That's a harken back to another iconic Days of Our Lives storyline.
Yeah.
And it's very fan fraction. You either love it or hate it. I happen to be one of the people that hated it, but I respect it.
And real quick, before we go, Ted King just announced that Jack is back on Bold and Beautiful, so be on the lookout for Ted King. Oh, my gosh, I'm going to get Sean Kane and Ted King. Sorry.
Oh, my God, I can't wait to see them face off against each other.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Pleasure being here with you all. I'm sorry, I apologize for calling in late. My phone decided to update at the last minute.
We'll be back in 2 weeks with another great show.
No, we'll be back next
week.
Next week. Hello.
Oh, it's next week? Okay. Yeah, we'll be back next week then.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Have a good night. Bye-bye.